Hello and welcome back. So here in this final video for the terrain exporter, Lee's going to put together just some sort of very simple implementation that will allow him to test these different asset bundles.
Yeah, an operative word there, simple. So what I will do though is to test the asset bundle, I want to test one of these zone patches. So it doesn't really matter which one I pick. So I think I'm going to pick on this guy right here. But just for fun and test it and play with it, I'm going to select patches. Go to my extension, build asset bundles, use recursion. Yes. Do I want? No. So I want a whole bunch of individual ones. Just let it run for a little bit. It's fairly fast. And then if I go look at my folder and train R&D, VTM versions, train exporter data, train, I now have patches. Here's my zones. And there's the one that I want to pick on. So go ahead and select that because I do not really want to type all that out. So I'm going to copy and paste it. Forgive me for being lazy. But I'm sure there's enough stuff I'm going to screw up doing this, so cut me some slack. But all right, what I do want to do though is I'm going to make one more script here. Now this is going to be a mono behavior script. So let me jump over to here. We'll go to code, create a new file class, and this will be our test script. Go ahead and do some cleanup. Set this to be a mono behavior. And for now, that didn't work. Helps if I put that inside of a method. So let's do private string path equals our big long file. Now this is going to be .unity 3D as well because I need the extension on it. Oh, it only got to the zone. It didn't get the file too. All right, so this is going to be, I think I called them train patches. Let's see. So train patch. So copy all of this just to make sure I don't have any typos. And let's put this here. There. Good. And of course, you're going to be a pain. Let's see if I can cheat. Hey, what do you know? Close this up. So kind of runs off the edge of the screen here, though.
Oh, that's fine.
Yeah, so your path may vary. Matter of fact, I'm pretty sure it will vary. All right, so that just gives us our path to our file because I don't want to have to type that in and look for it by hand. Let's do void start. So overloading one of our mono behaviors inside of start. Let's do, no, don't want to do it here. Yeah, let's do it here. We'll do a var www equals a new www, and I need a URL. Funny enough, I have one. Let's modify this a little bit too. We're going to need file colon, is it 1 or 2? I think it's 3. So let's complete our URL. So, and I'll change the name too, URL. There. So we'll send in our URL for a file. Basically, just like you could have HTTP, file is just a way of referencing a file on your local hard drive because www uses URL pathing. So from here, we'll say if www and is done. So basically, if we're not done, I don't want if. So while we're not done. We're going to continue and wait for a while. So let's use our thread. Bring this guy in, thread.sleep, and I'm going to sleep for 5 milliseconds. So basically what we're doing is we're telling start to go, hey, go to this URL and grab this file. Then I'm going to tell the computer to constantly sleep until this file is done. Once this file is done, I can then go ahead and deal with the asset bundle. So I can say var bundle equals www.assetBundle. So this gives us our asset bundle. And let me put this up here just so I can. Do I want to do it there? No, I won't do it there. Never mind. Alright, so let's do a check for our bundle. If bundle is not equal to null, then we can go ahead and instantiate it. So we can do, let's see, how do I want to instantiate it? Let's do an object instantiate. So we'll do object.instantiate. We're going to take our bundle dot main asset. Remember in the last one I was talking about, no, that wasn't the last one, a couple of videos ago, I was talking about how we can specifically set up the main asset, and we can just load that one main asset. This is what it's used for, or how it's useful, because I've assigned the main asset to be that one patch. So I can just say instantiate the main asset for that bundle, and it will just create it.
Right.
It's kind of like magic-like. And I don't even need the object because I'm in a mono behavior in this case. So go ahead and save that. Let's jump over to Unity. I'm just going to put this on the main camera. So there's our test script. Nothing in the scene. And hit play and see what happens. So apparently nothing. Well, not nothing. I've managed to lock up.
Yeah.
So we're going to pause here while I restart.
Alrighty. Okay, we're unpaused, Lee.
All right. Yeah, the whole putting it to sleep in the start made Unity very unhappy. Basically, it went into a loop and decided it didn't want to play anymore. So we're going to rethink this a little bit. I'm going to split this up as a couple of private fields just to hold information so I can pass things into the update. And we'll do half of it in start, half of it in update. So I'm going to take www and I'm going to make that a private www. So that means I can kill this. And I'm also going to need to keep track of whether or not this object has been loaded, because by putting this into update, I don't want it to continue to load and instantiate new copies of this every frame. That would be a bit messy. So I'm going to set a Boolean flag for is loaded. I'm also going to go ahead and add an update method. So here's our update. Inside of update, we're going to say if www.isDone. So basically, if I'm not done, go ahead and return. There's nothing that needs to be done if www has not finished loading. From here, let's just copy this stuff. We'll move this over. So get rid of this here, paste that here, a little bit of cleanup. So if we're done, then let's check and see if that asset bundle has been loaded. If that, we'll do a check that says, okay, is there really a bundle there? If the bundle is not done and we are not loaded already, then go ahead and instantiate that asset. Also, make sure that is loaded gets set to true, Otherwise, it will continue to load that every frame. And eventually, Unity will run out of memory and crash. So with that, we should be able to come over here and rebuild, hit play, and we get an asset bundle. Loaded, here's our train patch, which is train patch 00. It has our train mesh, but as you can see, it's this really ugly magenta color. Unless you like magenta, then it's a really awesome magenta color. But the reason for this is the fact that these train patch asset bundles are just that train patch. It's just the mesh, nothing more. So there's not even a material on it. There's no collider and no shader. What we're going to do when we get to the train viewer part of code is we're going to write code that will look, and when this is instantiated, it will set up a mono behavior on it that will be responsible to make sure that the correct resources are attached to it. In this case, not here, but the data, train, common, resources, material. This material gets added to it. Now, it's going to be a little bit more complicated than that because we're going to be exporting all of the train common resources out as a single asset bundle. And we'll end up having to load that asset bundle in first, and then as each train patch gets loaded after the fact, we'll be able to call upon the common asset bundle to find this particular material in that bundle and apply it to this patch that was created from a different bundle.
Okay.
So, and that will be stuff that we'll be looking at in the next, I believe it's going to be a new set of videos, but not a whole session
That's
itself.
correct. That's correct.
So,
okay, well, fantastic. But that does wrap up the terrain exporter, at least for now.
Right. And the cool thing is it runs a whole lot faster because we don't have that 5-second warm-up time for the train generator to come online and populate it. So
awesome. Okay, well, thank you guys very much. And kicking off in the next section of videos, we're going to be taking a look at the terrain viewer. So that's going to conclude this video.